this is Minu at AngloLink. Today I'm going to review all the English tenses with you. As you will remember, in our first 9 lessons in the series Learn the English Tenses, each time we took 2 or 3 different tenses and looked at the formulation and usage of those in detail. Today we're going to take all the tenses and review the usage of each one of them. At the end of this lesson, there will be a link to another video where I have prepared some exercises for you. These exercises are going to be quite challenging, but also a lot of fun, where you will have to choose the correct tense among all the tenses that you will review with me in this lesson. Today's prize draw is a free copy of Anglophile 105, which is indeed a review of mixed tenses plus extra exercises. To enter the prize draw, all you need to do is to make a comment in the section below. So, when you're ready, we can begin with our review of all the English tenses. All English tenses. As you know, I have explained the different English tenses to you in my 9 videos on tenses. In each video, we have looked at the formulation and usage in detail. In this lesson, we're going to summarize and review the usage of all these tenses together. So, just to remind you, in the first video, we looked at the difference between I do and I'm doing. Then, we looked at the difference between I'm doing and I have been doing. In the third video, we looked at I have been doing and I have done. And then we moved on to the difference between I have done and I did. In my 5th lesson, we looked at action verbs and state verbs. The 6th video was on future tenses. We looked at the difference between, and then we moved on to the difference between I have done and I did. In my 5th lesson, we looked at action verbs and state verbs. The 6th video was on future tenses. We looked at the difference between I will do and I am going to do. And in the following video, we looked at the difference between I am going to do and I'm doing with a future time marker. In the 8th video, we looked at all the past tenses. I was doing, I had done, and I had been doing. And finally, we looked at all the future tenses. I will be doing, I will have done, and I will have been doing. So, let's start our revision by looking at present simple. I do, he does, etc. As you will remember, the present simple tense indicates a fact, a habit, or a regular action. Let's look at some examples. A fact. She's an author. She writes books. A habit. She always writes in the morning. And a regular action. She writes 2 books a year. Let's now look at present continuous. I'm doing, she's doing, we're doing, etc. As you will remember, the present continuous talks about a temporary action in progress at present. She is currently writing a new book. Let's look at the timeline. The action is happening now. Okay, moving on, the next tense we looked at was present perfect continuous. I've been doing, she's been doing, etc. As you will remember, this is about an action that has already started and is still going on. Let's look at the timeline and the example together. She has been writing books for over 20 years. You can also use the word since with this tense. For example, since she was 18. She has been writing books since she was 18.